What's up, everyone? It's Mallory here, and I'm excited to finally be launching our More Than an Admin news show. This is the first episode, and hopefully we'll be getting to do this live every Tuesday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, but I'm figuring this all out. So this one is obviously not live, but like I said, hopefully in the future, we will get them to be live. But I'm just excited to just start. Everyone always says you have to just start somewhere, and here's it with me. Just starting today by recording this and then posting it. I always have gotten so in my head about how I appear on camera. So if anyone is out there that also struggles with their appearance or how they think that they're going to sound on camera, hopefully I will be inspiration to you to start whatever you want to do, whether it's starting your own podcast, just doing Instagram content, whatever it is that you can just start as well. So what is this show going to be about? It's hopefully going to be your new favorite source of news, trends, interviews, hot takes. I love to keep things spicy, biblical wisdom that is impacting the assistant community. I don't know anyone else on YouTube that has a show that is going to be quite like this. If there is, awesome, let's collaborate. But I'm hoping to put a different spin on things and make something unique that you really want to watch. I don't have to keep bugging my friends and family to watch it, that they actually strive to watch it every single week. And hopefully you will be bringing in great recommendations. Maybe you want to be a guest. Again, we're just starting out, so I'm very curious to see where this show goes. If we haven't met yet, I'm Mallory. You can call me Mal or whatever other fun nickname you want to come up with. I'm also the founder of More Than an Admin. I'm an administrative business partner for the John 5 movement, supporting my boyfriend, Matt, which I'm sure on this show, he'll somehow make an appearance, or you'll see him often during my LinkedIn posts. And I also am a woman of crazy faith, trying to inspire a lot of others to live their own crazy faith life. I also am going to be the host of this show. And like I said, we're going to have guests periodically. Hopefully we'll get some people that want to come on, maybe as a regular guest, just like a normal news show. So think about that this news show is just going to be just like if you were to watch the news, except things that are impacting specifically the admin community. And sometimes we'll add in a chief of staff or another role here in case anyone is interested in potentially progressing to a different role. Before I go through the agenda, I just want to read the verse 1 Corinthians 12:4-6, which is basically what More Than an Admin is all about, trying to share this message with the world to influence how people view administrative professionals and our gift of administration. So there are different kinds of gifts, but the same Spirit distributes them. There are different kinds of service, but the same Lord. There are different kinds of workings, but in all of them and in everyone, it is the same God at work. I love this verse. It is everything that More Than an Admin is about, is everything I hope other people view us and view our role. And I hope that that message is shared every single day that people think about More Than an Admin. I hope they associate it with that verse. I also want to start off, which I've never really done publicly before, but a very quick prayer just to bless this show so that it could be a blessing to all of you. All right. I know this is going to be very awkward for some people, but that's okay. You can skip through it. Dear God, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be the founder of More Than an Admin and now be a host of this new show. I just ask that you use me to be a vessel to impact as many admins and even other people that are not admins so that we can impact the world and how they view administrative professionals and the gift of administration. And hopefully every single admin that watches this feels more empowered in their careers and in their lives. In Jesus' name, we all pray. Amen. Okay, so you're also watching me do something for the first time, which is I've never prayed publicly before. So I'm just starting this show. I've just prayed publicly now for the first time. So I hope that if you are dealing with anything that you feel like you want to do, but you're very uncomfortable with the idea of doing it, step out of your comfort zone. And like I said, this is the first show. This is my first time praying. It is awkward, it is uncomfortable. But I cannot wait until the day, whether it's 6 months or a year, where everyone is telling their friends and family, oh my gosh, I remember when Mallory first started and she was awkward and she didn't know what she was saying. And now look at the growth of everything that she and More Than an Admin has become, because I promise you that day is coming. Now, let's get to our agenda. So for the first show, this is what we're going to be going over. The Future Focus admin community has launched. EAs to the Rescue membership is happening right now. Kristina Willis, one of my good friends, is going to ShareCal. Then we're going to be discussing Running Point, the new Netflix show that featured a chief of staff. We're also going to be talking about Scott Disick and the clip that went kind of viral about him trying to interview for one of his assistants, his personal assistants. We're also going to be talking about Admin to Asset by Holly Brown because she just launched as well. And I'm sure I'll talk about a few hot takes in between there. All right, so the first thing that should be on your radar in breaking news is last week, Candace and Jessica launched the Future Focus Admin. They've had a podcast. I actually listened to their podcast, I think every single episode with maybe one or two exceptions. I think I have to catch up on an episode or two. But I wanted everyone to be aware about this. I've known what Candace and Jessica have been up to for a little while. Jessica has had the Tech Savvy Assistant. Candace has had Admin Avenues. And they're doing a lot of great work. I think that we're going to collaborate at some point because a lot of their same philosophies I have as well. And so it says, for those who might be listening over Spotify or Apple Podcasts, their mission is we believe that administrative professionals are the driving force behind operationalizing and streamlining workforces empowered by technology. Our mission is to provide global, relevant, accessible, and innovative training that helps admins thrive without sacrificing their well-being. We aim to bridge the gap between outdated learning models and the demands of the modern workplace, empowering admins to grow their skills, find their voice, and lead with confidence. They have different membership models. They have, like I said, a podcast. Both of them, I feel as though, do tons of different speaking engagements. They have a newsletter. So this is just something that to put on your radar. I feel as though both of them are a very good duo together. It's kind of funny because I was telling my boyfriend one time that when they were announcing this, I was like not surprised because I feel as though that they've done so much stuff together that it made kind of a great pairing. So if you are curious, you can go sign up on their website, which is thefuturefocusadmin.com. Connect with them both on LinkedIn. We'll put everything in the show notes, but that is something that I thought was pretty cool. You can even see their podcast right here as well on Spotify. The next thing on our agenda is to speak about EAs to the rescue. So I know Kelly, and she started EAs to the rescue, and we have actually did a joint, very small dinner together in New York City when I was last in New York with her, and she's just awesome. She has something that has a Slack group. Here is, I think, their LinkedIn page. And what she basically does is she opens up membership at different points because she is someone that always is making sure everyone is real, which I really respect. So I'm trying to find right here where let's see. I know she just had a post somewhere. Let's go on Kelly's page. Here it is. So you should definitely connect with Kelly on LinkedIn. And so here's where you can sign up. You can see the application is right here. This is all just to make sure that you're a real person. She has different membership models. So again, if you're employed, $25 is nothing. Unemployed, it's free. And you can also donate. I've donated before because I just think that a lot of people that are doing good work should be compensated in any way. And they have a Slack channel that is like popping. I feel as though that I do not use Slack a lot, so I need to be on there more. But their group is always on there. And who they are, they say EAs to the Rescue is a dynamic international networking group dedicated to empowering business support professionals worldwide, tailored for executive assistants, executive business partners, chiefs of staff, administrative assistants, office managers, and project managers. This community thrives on collaboration and resource sharing. Our platform serves as a hub for invaluable insights, best practices, and mutual support. Join EAs to the Rescue to create meaningful connections, access crucial resources, and elevate your professional journey in the realm of administrative business support. Together, we navigate challenges, celebrate successes, and ensure every member has the support needed to excel in their pivotal roles. So they have events. I actually just went to an event today, a virtual free event that was doing a webinar with Offsite, which is all about offsite planning. So if you plan any offsites, you might want to use the Offsite platform to be able to help you with that. And Kelly had them do a demo for her community, which I went to, and it was awesome. So this is just another group that you should consider every once in a while, at least, to do their membership. So what is next up on our agenda is Kristina Willis going to ShareCal. Okay, so Kristina Willis, if you went to EA Ignite this past fall, you would have probably seen Kristina Willis and I met Kristina off of LinkedIn, and we just had one conversation that it just like, you know, that you're meant to be like soul sisters. And it was I met her at a very pivotal part in my journey. And so for me, I was really happy that we got to meet each other at EA Ignite. And the reason why I think this is really important, for those who don't know Kristina Willis, let me share. Okay, so here is her LinkedIn page. And she started off as an executive assistant. So if you see, she started off doing other things first, recruiting, coordinating, but she was the executive assistant to the founder of We Are Rosie. But then she moved to a chief of staff role. And now she is the head of customer success at ShareCal. And why is this really important? Okay, there's a few things. One, Kristina is just awesome. She is also an open believer. I think that was really important for me, especially in the last couple of years, to find other good people that are in the Christian community that I can go to for spiritual guidance, just some support. The second thing is she started off as an EA and then went to become a chief of staff and then a head of customer success. So for those who think that maybe they don't want to be an EA anymore, which is very common, everyone decides that they want to either be an EA forever or not. And we should celebrate every single person. So she should be, one, a source of inspiration for anyone that is thinking about moving to another role. The second thing is she now has moved into a head of customer success, which, why is that, important to everyone else? Well, ShareCal's biggest clientele is, at least I think it is admins. And that is really who her network is. And the reason why that's important is because Kristina really started building her LinkedIn brand only in the last year. And there's a lot of people that will say to me, oh, I don't want to have to use LinkedIn because it's only for jobs and I'm not job searching, or I just don't want to use LinkedIn. It's not my thing. Well, you don't have to use it, but a good way to look at it is it can give you opportunities that you probably never thought that you'd be able to get. Because if you do build a brand, it doesn't mean posting every single day. Like me and Kristina are on there a lot, but like you don't have to be on there all the time. You could post every once in a while. Some people just leave cool comments, and I'm like, wow, this person seems awesome. I'm going to message them just to see who are they behind the screen. Like I want to jump on a call with them. And so you just never know what opportunities can you get from using LinkedIn effectively. And I think Kristina has gotten a lot of different opportunities. I don't know if she specifically got this opportunity because of being on LinkedIn all the time. I do not know. But what I do know is I bet that ShareCal thought that Kristina has become such an incredible voice on LinkedIn that it would help them to have someone that knows their clients really well. And I think there's another thing is that Kristina is such an advocate for admins that, again, this kind of fits in to be just a perfect role for her. And not to say being a chief of staff that she couldn't get enjoyment out of that, obviously. But again, you want to try new things. And I think this is an amazing example of someone who went from being an EA, didn't even start their career as an EA, became an EA, enjoyed it, became a chief of staff because her manager or boss or someone asked her to step into that role. She tried it out. Then she got another opportunity trying this out. And who knows, maybe one day she'll come back to being an EA. But so I just wanted to highlight someone's career journey because I think that Kristina is just a really good example. And I think that sometimes people need to see someone who has done it and also has built a really strong brand on LinkedIn in the last year. Like she hasn't been on here the last 10 years. She's really been on it, using it more consistently in the last year. The next thing on our agenda is discussing the show Running Point, which is a new Netflix show that recently released. Let me share my screen. If you know Kate Hudson, she is the main star of the show. And it says, a reformed party girl must prove herself as a businesswoman when she's unexpectedly put in charge of her family's pro basketball team. And if you're not a fan of basketball like I am, you might not know that there is this woman, Jeannie Buss, who owns the Lakers. I think she's somehow involved in this show, but it's kind of, I believe, spoofing off of her and her family who own the Lakers. And I think that they own in the show The Wave, and it's about her who runs her family's basketball team. And the reason why this is important is because Brenda Song plays a chief of staff, Allie Lee. And actually how Kate Hudson's character, who is, I'm forgetting her name right now, Isla, I'm having a brain fart right now, but Isla, however you pronounce that, we're just going to say Kate Hudson. So Kate Hudson's character introduces Allie Lee as her chief of staff and best friend, which can either be amazing or very problematic, depending on how you feel about people calling people, their family, their best friends. Anyway, there was this clip that I thought was really funny that kind of went viral. Let me show it to you, and hopefully this works. Hold on.
You need to not just anticipate what your boss needs, but also things she doesn't know she needs.
Like what?
Like when Isla tells you she's starting a cleanse, you hand her a cheeseburger by 2 p.m. because she will be starving.
Cheeseburger, got it.
Oh, and don't eat Cheetos at your desk. You're getting orange dust everywhere. Isla is a blonde white woman. She stains very easily.
I'm sorry, okay. Anything else?
Current event podcasts. You need to listen to them every morning and they give her the cliff notes. She thinks NATO is a European basketball league. Why aren't you writing any of this down?
So hopefully you get the point. I think it's very funny. Again, you get the humor. If you get easily offended, I would not watch this show. And if you do not like cursing, I would not watch the show either. But you see how Brenda Song is trying to say about anticipating needs, understanding who they are working with. And I think the other thing that's very funny is writing notes down, because at my first job when I was supporting a CEO, I was constantly writing things down. I couldn't even sometimes get my phone. So I thought that was very funny. I think that any chief of staff or EA would feel seen with this, which is what the comment I wrote underneath, which if you are watching YouTube, you can see that I'm showing you right here. So I just thought that that was a very, very funny thing, that anyone that wants to watch something with a very prominent chief of staff, you should watch this show, which again, we all know chiefs of staff. I don't want to even get into that yet of what is a chief of staff versus an EA and all of that, but we all know that chiefs of staff and EA operate somewhat the same in a lot of ways. There's a ton of chiefs of staff that used to be admins, and I know so many other people are posting about it. So the next thing on our agenda to discuss for this week is Scott Disick, who was looking for a personal assistant, and Khloe Kardashian is trying to help him find an assistant. And so they are interviewing for this role, which I find hysterical that anyone would be okay with interviewing on camera for a reality show, that they have no ability to see the edits or anything. But this is great for us because we can watch this and laugh and see what people say.
How the hell are you?
How the hell are you?
You look gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
How are you?
Hi. How
That
are
was
you?
good. Good to see you.
I am here to help Scott in this interview of the assistant process as much as possible, but I also don't want full responsibility. So I'm inviting Benny, who is Scott's longtime best friend and also business partner, to take on the risk, burden, whatever the case may be.
Why do you?
So I think it's hysterical how Khloe wants to help but does not want the burden, which, let's be real, some of us like to introduce people, but we don't want to be responsible if it doesn't work out. Like, I know sometimes I've recommended people to apply places, or I've tried to match executives with admins, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be responsible if this goes extremely bad, but of course I want the credit if it goes extremely well.
Why do you believe being a personal assistant should keep
You are not Googling personal assistant questions.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
So let's just stop there. I think it's also hysterical that Scott Disick is looking up personal assistant questions on Google, which is why it's so important for our content to be out there, whether it's videos like this or us writing blogs or whatnot, because people like Scott Disick are actually looking up questions.
So what are the questions? Oh, is this her?
Oh, God. Oh,
No,
shit.
just shut up. Don't do this.
Can I get some pens?
They're right next to you, you dipwad.
I'm not a lot of dick.
3 things I'm looking for in an assistant for Scott would be professional. You can't be sensitive. Scott sort of needs like an adult nanny.
Okay, professional, can't be sensitive, and kind of like a nanny. Okay, if I heard that, I would be a little bit concerned for myself. I cannot handle someone like Scott Disick personally. God bless whoever is his assistant, whoever was his assistant, whoever will be his assistant. I'm sure he's such a fun guy to be around, but also it's different to be around someone who's fun versus working with someone who might be fun and has an interesting personality. But I think it's very funny. And again, this is great for our industry, for someone like Khloe Kardashian and Scott Disick to do something like this as interviewing publicly so that we could see kind of what they are looking for.
For him, like, okay, it's time to get out of bed. Here's your vitamins. I don't know if he takes those, but like, have some water today. Like, things like that. That's what I...
Again, how many of us have had to remind our executives to eat lunch, to go for a walk, to go to the bathroom? How many times do we have to be the ones to schedule these things in, or just, again, have a friendly reminder that it's okay for our executives to do this? I know at different levels, people have different expectations, but I know that when I supported a CEO, like, we used to have to kind of schedule this in. It would be like a 5-minute break here, 5-minute break there. And even for myself, as someone who is now building more than an admin, I have to remind myself to eat and go to the bathroom. So I actually understand as a personal assistant why Khloe is including
Vision.
this.
I don't know what goes on over there.
I moved from Georgia to LA, so I'm trying to find my home and longevity. And so, yeah, I'm just trying to find my place.
Okay, I'm going to also stop it there. When you're in an interview, I would say that, I mean, it's fine. If this girl ever watches this, I do not know you. I'm sure you're an amazing person. But if I was someone, I would focus it a lot of times on not just about what is good for me, but how I'm trying to bring value to whoever I'm going to be supporting. So let's say I was her, right? I had just moved from Georgia to LA and I was trying to find my place. I would say I just moved from Georgia to LA and I'm so excited to hit the ground running with someone that I can support, so that not only am I finding my place personally, but I also want to find my place to be someone's support for a long period of time. Because the truth is that as much as people like probably care, okay, like, what is your story? What are you doing with your life at this point? Everyone really wants to know when they're hiring someone, like, what is in this for me? So I would say if you're in an interview specifically, make sure that if they ask you, like, what are your goals and all this stuff, you bring it back to how you fit into that role and that company and how it's really going to help them in some way. How are you eager? How does it make sense that you're applying for this role, supporting this person at this company?
I was an assistant for like 5 years. Have a lot of experience in that department.
As you can see, I'm a PA, looking to go another route.
You were on Curb?
I was on Curb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That must have been fun, huh?
It was fun, yeah.
It doesn't sound like you liked it that much.
Well, you know, it had its days.
Okay.
How many times have some of us supported really cool people or worked at really cool companies? And when people ask us how it is, we're like, it was good. It was awesome. Or we are really excited, but we want to be like, yeah, this place was great, but also super crazy. So I feel like that was what he was saying. Like, oh my gosh, yes, I work at Curb Your Enthusiasm, but he probably has a lot of crazy stories about that place.
How about accounting and finances?
The only thing we use is QuickBooks.
Highly tech savvy, very tech savvy. Like
you're tech savvy.
Tech
even-
savvy's great.
Yeah, Mac PCs. I can drive.
I'm very good at Excel and Pages.
QuickBooks?
QuickBooks.
Okay, this is the best part, so please pay attention.
Yeah.
QuickBooks is a tough one.
Fluent all that.
What do you use QuickBooks for?
I use QuickBooks for,
Anytime somebody answers back, that's a lie.
that is not true.
Pretty close.
But what would you use your QuickBooks for?
I would use QuickBooks
For?
for
Let me think of what.
communicating with other people that use QuickBooks.
What?
That was big old BS. QuickBooks is accounting software.
Exactly.
Right, but you're great at it.
It's not a chat room.
I think we're talking about different QuickBooks.
Okay, so that is my favorite line ever. If I knew someone in an interview probably watched this, I would use that line as a joke. But I use QuickBooks to communicate with people who use QuickBooks. Okay, this poor guy, if you were out there, I would love to actually have you on the show to explain what the heck you were thinking and whatever happened after this interview. I haven't watched the whole episode, which now I feel as though I have to. But I just thought that that was so hysterical for that guy to say that. Clearly, he had no idea what QuickBooks is. And what I tell people is if you do not know something, please do not lie, because people will be able to tell if you really don't know something. If you're not an avid user of it, people will very quickly tell. And you might not think right then and there that someone can sense your BS, but a lot of times afterwards, people will talk in interviews and at least one person will sense it. And so please do not lie. It's okay not to know something. It's okay to say, hey, I don't know it, but I'm a quick learner and I've learned X, Y, and Z, and I know I can learn this. I'm happy to do a demo. I'm happy to do a free trial just to make sure I really am ready before I take the job. But please do not lie, because now this poor guy has made many people laugh, including myself. I posted this on LinkedIn. I know a few other of you have reached out or publicly commented that it was funny. And so I guess we should all say thank you to this guy for giving us a laugh about QuickBooks, because I will never be able to hear the word QuickBooks without being able to remember his line. All right, so next up, we have the launch of Admin to Asset by Holly Brown, which was just launched I think, about 3 weeks ago. And so I'm going to share my screen to show you who Holly is. Well, I was just messaging. But we met through my friend Melanie Jones, which some of you might know. She has Elevation Chief of Staff. I think she tagged me in one of Holly's posts, which was awesome. I love when people do that. And then Holly and I met probably a few months ago now. Amazing person, another open believer, someone that is just a gem of a person. Like when I spoke with her, I was like, we must meet again at some point, because just a very positive, warm, good person. And so she's the CEO of Helping Hands, which, let's read down here what exactly that is, because I don't want to get it messed up. I provide strategic executive assistance, project management, process improvement, and operations supports to clients. I'm the buffer between the executives and the team, ensuring everyone has what they need to excel in their roles. My specialty is working with small businesses running on EOS. And also what I like about Holly in general is that she is just like me, where she'll post things on LinkedIn where there's of course, professional content, but also she'll infuse her personal content in there as well. And I kind of like seeing different personal sides of people, because again, we are all #more than an admin. Had to shamelessly plug more than an admin there. But I think that she does a really good job of peppering in different personal aspects of herself while also posting a lot of professional content as well. And so she launched Admin to Asset, which you can see right here. It says, welcome to the Admin to Asset program. Whether you're a personal assistant, office assistant, or administrative assistant, you've already proven your incredible work ethic. This course is designed to take you to the next level, empowering you to anticipate needs, manage complex tasks, and deliver exceptional white glove service. You're ready to be seen as a leader, take on more responsibilities, and become a trusted partner in your executive success. So you can sign up here on the website. She has even free resources. She has get your first free SWOT analysis. She also just has more about her background. And yeah, I mean, you could sign up to, again, how are you an executive? So this is not only just for an assistant, but also if you're an executive, you could sign up your assistant as well, which I think is awesome. If you are someone out there that happens to watch this and you have an assistant, one of the best things you can do is help them invest in their professional development so that they can help you even more as they are your assistant. And the best assistants out there really bring all the knowledge that they learn to their executives. I know for myself, anytime I was learning something, watching a cool podcast, listening to something, reading something, I always tried to share with my executives on who I thought would be interested in that. So Admin to Asset has launched. I really encourage all of you to check it out. Not just check it out, but also just get to know Holly, connect with her, follow her on LinkedIn. Again, just such a cool person. So the last thing that I want to share is my recent LinkedIn post where I posted about 2 roles at the company Kit, who used to be called ConvertKit. And my job search tip was about gratitude and being very intentional about finding gratitude in your job search, which I know people hate to hear. I think it's sometimes hard when you're getting rejected and you have to pay bills. And the bottom line is you can spend all of your time really ruminating in the negativity of that. I have done that in my life, not necessarily with the job search, but with other things. And I have found that anytime that I do that, it just keeps me spiraling. People don't want to be around you. And I found that anytime I have gratitude, I have a positive outlook, and I really try to find these small wins through a very hard time, my overall well-being is just so much better. And I find that eventually I get the right thing that God wants me to receive. And so I just wanted to share this post because someone wrote a really good comment that I want to expand upon. All right, let's share my screen. All right. So this is by someone named Alexandra. She says, "Thank you for sharing, Mallory. I'm genuinely interested in your opinion about adding videos to applications. Creating videos as part of an application has become a common scam. I will be a great fit for the EA supporting the CEO, but I'm hesitant to apply because of the video requirement. I was a victim of such a scam before, and it is making me uneasy. I enjoy following you, and I'm wondering what your take is on the required video section." So first of all, this is a great question. I think it's extremely valid to say, why do you want someone to do video? And here is my hard truth. One, if someone was asking me, do I think that I want to do a video? The answer is no. Who wants to do a video? It's so much more work. It's so time consuming. Even just doing this video, I mean, I'm doing this video in a few segments because it is so hard for me to be on video for a long period of time. Now, I know these applications don't have to be on video for a long period of time, but still coming up with a quote unquote script or what you're going to say is very hard. So I would not want to do this, but I do love interviewing. And I feel as though I show up way better with my voice and showing my energy and my passion for something versus a resume or a cover letter. Even on LinkedIn, I would rather be in control of them seeing, again, my energy, my passion, me as a human being. So I would do it. Now, I would only do it if I really wanted the job. If I thought that this was something that I don't know, I wouldn't spend my time doing it. And here's the hard truth. Here's the hard truth that I think everyone needs to accept. As ChatGPT and Gemini, all these AI tools are helping people with their writing, I can almost guarantee that you're going to see video happening more and more for applications because you cannot ChatGPT yourself in an interview. And what happens a lot of times, and I see this, when I see someone send me their cover letter, their resume, just messaging me on LinkedIn, I will see someone very different through there than I will when I jump on a call or a video chat with them. There's so many times that people will send me beautiful things and then I'm on a call with them. They can't keep a conversation going. They have no energy. They have such a negative vibe to them. And I'm not saying this is everyone, right? This is definitely not everyone, but I'm saying that those are some people. And CEOs especially are not going to want to work with people that have that energy, that can't do things on their own, that they have a very tailored AI edited application. And that's what a lot of people are doing. When I talk to a lot of people, they're telling me that they're using all these AI tools for their resume, their cover letter. And that is fine if you want to do that. But I think for me, this is why I'm very big into not doing any of those things, because I think that at the end of the day, you can really say to yourself that I am at peace if I don't get this job or if I got this job because it was all me. And everyone who's interviewing me, everyone who's looking at my application could see that this is 100% me. And I know some people will counter and say, well, this is still me, but it's helping me use words correctly and blah, blah, blah. Of course, that's fine. I don't mind if it's editing a little bit or it's helping you with one word, but I do think there is something to be said about if you cannot put a resume or a cover letter together by yourself to, I'd say 80, 90% of it, and you need someone else or something else to write it for you, that would be a concern for me if I was hiring specifically for an admin role. Because the whole point of being an amazing admin is that you have good writing skills, that you are strategic, that you are able to do something at an executive level, especially if you want a 6-figure salary. So just think about that. You have to remember that people want to see who's going to go above and beyond for them, who really wants this job, not just a job. And so I would say that is why they're doing videos, I believe, more and more and more. So that is my take on this. Maybe it's a hot take. I don't know. I would say be very careful also that if you are going to do videos, you think about what you're saying to where if it were to be on the New York Times, the entire world were to see it, you would be okay with whatever you say. I would never say anything super confidential. I would never do anything risk-taking. And I really hope that people think about that when they are doing a video, that it could be released, right? If it's a scam and they somehow use your video for something else, I don't know, people are weird. But please make sure that you know that whatever you say in these application videos, that you make sure that you are ready for anyone to see it. I know that a lot of people probably already think this, but it's just a good reminder. Also, just do your due diligence and making sure it's a real company, it's a real job. So that's that for this LinkedIn post, and an amazing question from Alexandra. Thank you so much for commenting. I really do try to read every single person's comments and respond as best as I can. And if I don't to yours, it just probably means that honestly, I was just super busy that day, because sometimes I get so many comments or so many messages that I am overwhelmed. Anyway, I hope that you really enjoyed this first episode of our new show. I'm really excited to see where this is going to go. Again, this is the first one, so this is going to be the worst one, hopefully. I'm still figuring out the whole live feature. I don't know if anyone saw this probably a few hours ago, that I accidentally went live and I totally did not know that I was live on YouTube. And that was when I was like, okay, I need to really do a recorded version of this first and then get into the live aspect, because it is just so much work to figure out lighting and everything else. So I appreciate the patience and the grace you're going to give me for the next couple of months as I figure out my setup. I just appreciate all of you watching, listening. Please make sure you subscribe. I know that there is always a subsection of people who will watch this video and they will not press subscribe for whatever reason. Please do that. It helps a lot. I really want to get monetized by the end of this year. And the real truth to that is, if I can make money off a video, which is free to all of you who watch, then I don't need to charge for the membership. And I really want to keep that membership model free. And then also, if you can subscribe to our newsletter, that is going to be so that you don't forget when these YouTube videos are posted, when different offerings are, get discounted coaching, and a whole bunch of other surprises, versus to keep you going during your weeks. And just, I love when newsletters are not spam. And so I'm going to make sure that they are not spammy at all. And then just a reminder that we have a LinkedIn private group as well. It is private, so anything that people post in there, it's not like the whole world is going to see. It's just going to be our community. And I hope that you decide to join there until I figure out which community platform I really want to use. I'm still figuring out exactly how I want to do that. And I hope you enjoyed this show. I can't post everything on LinkedIn, so I figured I'd have a show that if anyone wants me to promote something or I don't know, anything else, I'm really over time hoping to have some amazing guests on here. I'm hoping to really blow your mind. I'm hoping to break the admin internet at some point, and we'll see how this goes. Please, please, please give your feedback in the comments, whether it's good or bad, or you can direct message me. I just ask that you give any, I'd say, constructive feedback. Make it truly constructive, and please be kind. And I appreciate all of you, and I hope you have a really amazing rest of your day, night, evening, whatever you're listening to this, and hope to see you next time on the More Than an Admin News Show.